Oh man, this game is stupid. They just rebooted it and they just made Dante gay. It's stupid. You shut your whore mouth, alright? That's all I'm saying. Alright, we're gonna cover some DmC, Devil May Cry. It's a reboot of the original Devil May Cry games, which were debatably good. Devil May Cry 1 was good. Devil May Cry 2 was not that good. Devil May Cry 3 was great, because Virgil was a boss. Now, people are really up in arms, because they redesigned a bunch of the characters. This is a reboot, guys. This is not Devil May Cry 5, and I'm pretty sure that's why everyone's up in arms. Didn't play Devil May Cry 4, got through like 5 minutes of the demo, and it's more of the same. But, I like this. I like this game so far. They did a really good job of doing reboot. There's a lot I don't like, but there's a lot that's good. There's at least a decent story. I'm at least a little intrigued with the story, and that's more than I can say for the other ones, because we got Big Boss Man here, who's a demon and controlling the world with debt and like propaganda through the news, and it's demons, you know, all that. And we got a Joker woman who is probably a meth head and sucks a lot of bad things. Now, what I'm going to say about this game is the fans are the worst, alright? They don't even want to play it because it's a reboot and because of the way they redesigned Dante. And they're not wrong for hating Dante, but they're just going about it in all the wrong ways. It's not that it's a bad redesign, it's just, it's completely different than how he was. Because how he was the, I might even put a picture up here. And then they just, he had, you know, the white hair, and he was a badass, and there was no characterization. Like, he wasn't a real character. Like, he was just a dude who had witty one-liners, and that's what people need to realize. It's not a good character. It's just not good. All right, he's look at this guy. He's like drinking, having premarital sexual relations with multiple women, and just being a bad guy. Now, the old Dante had no character. There was nothing to him, and I don't understand why people are so adamant about getting him back. Like, there was nothing amazing about the character to make me want him more than this one. Like, that's what I'm saying. Now we got the short hair. He still does his witty one-liners, and I don't get why people are so against it. And this chick, okay, so let's talk about the game. You get pulled into limbo, and it's like the world between worlds, and it looks amazing. No one can tell me frickin' different. Look at that. Like, it's amazing. Oh, sweet coffee. Now, you got Monkey Demon here, and he's the hunter. He's supposed to hunt you and kill you because you're the son of Sparta, who fell in love with a woman and had the two children, Dante and Virgil. And this right here is this is all Devil May Cry right here. Like, this is such a DmC moment. I don't understand why people are so against it. And it's entirely silly and just action-packed, and it still has a great story. So why people are so against it still, it's just because they want to hate the game, and I get that. But it's just, I don't think it warrants the up in arms that people are you know, going at it. They should, you know, get a hobby, go read comics, you know, fight crime, do something. But you know, your first enemy is not like the clockwork, what are they called, mannequins or whatever, like they used to be. Now it's these Stygian men who look like RoboCop. So you're about to fight RoboCop, which the combat in this game is great. It's better than it has ever been. It's so fluid, and it's pretty wonderful. And another cool thing they added was it is easy, and that's not the cool thing I'm talking about. But the game is easy. Granted, I'm playing on normal difficulty right now, but it shouldn't be as easy as it is to get the high rankings, and that's like the whole point of this game, is to get high rankings and progress through the story and whatnot. But you need to understand, this is a reboot. It's not the old Devil May Cry anymore, and it shouldn't be, because I feel like they were falling into a rut. Like, Devil May Cry 2 was bad, but the stories for the first two, like, they weren't memorable at all, and I feel like they're trying to reboot it, trying to give it that life it needs. It needs, like, desperately new life, because it wasn't anything special anymore. It was just a beat 'em up.
Which, if you want that, then you'll love this game still, and you have no reason to hate it, because this game is still a beat 'em up. Look at this, fighting shit. Oh, like punch him in the face. Like, it's good. It's a great game. I mean, everything is pretty much the same. The orb system is still the exact same as how it was. There are a few things I really don't like about the game, but I can ignore them because the game is fun. And do you remember when games were fun? Like when that was the point and you have to worry about all this? Oh, and there's this fucking character. I don't even remember her name because I don't like her. She's just... A lot of the dialogue in this game plays off like a Twilight film, and it's just not very good. She is a medium, and she can see into the world of Limbo, and she's helping Dante. And you'll find out later she's working for Virgil. But she just kind of, I don't know. I can't really say if I hate her or not. I've only played like 2 to 3 hours of this game, so I don't know a lot about her, but it's just the beginning dialogue is so awkward. It's just not that fun. But continuing, if you just want to beat 'em up like all the Devil May Cry games are, you're gonna love this game. There's no reason to hate it, and people are just, they're so up in arms. It's just not necessary. Because like, look at this, the spinning carousel wheel thing. You pop these dudes up into it. That's that's Devil May Cry right there. Just the silly action. It's great. And you'll have fun with that. And you'll unlock the difficulty modes, which that's a dumb concept, but whatever, they're taking a Diablo standpoint from it. This game has a lot of hate. Just like, there's other games that have a lot of hate and I don't feel like they deserve it, and this is the current one that has just too much hate going for it. But people are gonna hate things regardless. I hate things that are just, that most people like, but the combat is so smooth in this game. It's just, it's wonderful. And the thing I hated about the Devil May Cry games were the really dumb parts where you had to platform. Why? Why would you platform? This is not a platforming game. I mean, there's still platforming in this game, but it is better than the other one. Like, oh my god. You get these chains and you pull, and I actually have, there's footage in about 10 minutes of me doing this, but it's really great. Yeah, something else I really liked always about the Devil May Cry games were the really big boss battles. Like, the bosses were big and they were intimidating, and that really hasn't changed. Like, just the first boss battle, you're not even probably like 15 minutes into the gameplay and you're fighting the monkey demon, and he is a big man, and he's the hunter, but he's a really big boss fight, and it's a lot of fun. It's hard though, not really hard in the sense that I suck at these games, so therefore it's going to be hard for me. So just accept that, and you know that you'll probably have an easier time, because if you're probably going to be better than this enemy, than me.
Game over. Son of who?
Just like your
Or mother. I don't know my mother, but if you're calling me a son of a bitch, you wouldn't be the first.
Alright, so the thing that I'm most upset about in this game is this, what they've done to Virgil. Virgil was dark. He had honor. He was badass. And in this, he still has his katana. He still has his bluish coat. But this first time you meet him, it plays like a Twilight film, and it's just, the cameras are on him for like a few seconds too long. There's awkward pauses, and you just feel like at any moment, any of the characters are going to make out with each other. It makes me really uncomfortable that this is in the game. And this is the first time you meet Virgil. Virgil's a badass, and this is what we get. This is 5 years later of Devil May Cry, and we can't improve on Virgil? Come on. And it's fucking hat. He gets a fucking... no. You're better than that. You are better than that, video game makers. Ugh. But, okay. We're back in Limbo, and Limbo is great. Limbo's the best part of this game, Twilight movie aside. Now, I say it's like a Twilight movie, but the story is pretty decent. It's almost humiliating how bad it is at some points. But he still has his one-liners, and you can find some enjoyment out of that. But they're fleshing the Dante character out, which hasn't been done before, which I'm 100% all about. So, hate all you want, little guys. Alright, something else I have beef with, but am actually kind of okay with at times, is the fact that they simplified the way that the weapons work and the combos. You have your normal weapons, which is the regular sword and ebony and ivory, and then you eventually get, and this is the part of the game that you get, it's the second mission, you get an angelic weapon and a demonic weapon, and these red enemies can only be attacked by the they can only be attacked by the demonic weapon. So red gets a red weapon, and eventually the blue ones, you have to use your angelic or blue weapon. And it simplifies it, and it changes up what you can use for combos. And there's times I don't like that because it doesn't really serve a purpose to just slow down the game, but I love the combat. I love the way it feels when you're using the big axe. You really feel the weight of it. Like, you feel how heavy, how slow it is. I love that they did that. And you get really cool combos. There's moves where you throw the big axe thing and it, like, trundles down. It's really cool. It's definitely a good system, but I think the color coding really just kind of holds the game back in that regard, and I don't get why. But whatever. I mean, it's interesting. I guess it's easy for new players. It doesn't make things as confusing, but you can't fully play how you want, and that's kind of what this game has going for it, of just crazy combat and things being awesome. Something else that's super cool is when you're in the platforming areas, you'll see these, like, the red circles, and you use the demon chain to pull that towards you, and then eventually there will be blue ones, and you use the angelic chain to pull yourself to them, which is really cool. And what's awesome is you can actually use these in combat too and pull the enemies closer. You can use them mid-combo. Pretty much your combo keeps going until you get hit, which it makes it kind of easy to get the ratings. But again, I've only played normal mode, so this will probably change in the high level modes. But regardless, the game is really cool. It's if you want just something kind of like a Darksiders, you're going fucking crazy and beating the shit up, like, you should get this. If you're looking for old Dante, this is not the game for you. And just don't fucking buy it. That's all you gotta do, is just not buy it. You don't want to buy it? Don't buy it. That's all. Just stop bitching. Like, the game is better than how it was. I feel like at the end of the day, the series is better off with this game being involved than it would be if the game was never made. Which can't be said for, like, Devil May Cry 2. Like, the series would be just okay without that game. It would have been alright. And Devil May Cry 4. Like, just... It didn't need Devil May Cry 5 either. This game should have happened, and I'm glad it did. Alright, so I guess at the end of the day, it comes to whether we are going to buy it. We are going to buy it when it goes on sale on Steam, or if we are going to just pirate the fucker. And I'm gonna say this is a game you should buy, probably when it's 30 to 40% off on Steam. I don't think it's really worth the $50. I think it's I mean, I bought it for $50, but I really was curious about it. But if you can find it for, you know, maybe $35 to $40, it's a definite buy. It's definitely worth that, especially on PC when the frame rates can go up to way too many frame rates that you'll never need that many. But I don't think you should definitely not pirate this game. It's definitely worth something, definitely worth more than that. Especially combat, you know, it leaves tons of replayability of just pulling shit to you, using these angel weapons that are just the bee's fucking knees. So, I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it probably like a score of like an 84 out of 100. Like numbers mean something, but it's definitely a great game. It's not a perfect game by any means. It's not a bad game by any means, like people are talking about it, but, you know, no game will be the perfect game, and I think this one is solid. It's definitely a solid buy. But thanks for watching, guys. Watching me take a closer look at Devil May Cry, DmC. But yeah, subscribe if you like it. If you don't, go the fuck away. Cue the 80s music.